The day the paint dried, the neighborhood changed forever. What looked like a simple house color would expose how far power can twist people. When Mark finished building his dream home, he chose a warm, bold exterior color inspired by the land itself. It stood calmly among identical homes ruled by strict HOA guidelines. At first, there was silence. Then came the letter. A fine. Then another. The HOA president claimed the color was disruptive, even though no rule clearly banned it. Mark stayed calm, reading every document late into the night. He sensed something deeper than paint was at play. This wasn't about design. It was about control. And the moment he refused to repaint, the HOA decided to make his life miserable. What Mark didn't know yet was that his response would quietly unravel their authority, one decision at a time. And this was only the beginning. The HOA meetings felt friendly on the surface, but the pressure was unmistakable. Smiles hid threats, and rules bent depending on who was watching. Board members suggested compromises that sounded reasonable but felt forced. Neighbors avoided eye contact. Anonymous complaints appeared overnight. Mark documented everything, sensing the pattern. The HOA president escalated, issuing daily notices and warning of legal action. Instead of reacting emotionally, Mark consulted a professional designer and a property attorney. What he discovered shocked him. The HOA's own bylaws allowed natural-inspired variations if justified properly. Mark realized the board was bluffing. Rather than backing down, he leaned in. He requested formal reviews, written explanations, and public records. Each request made the board more uncomfortable. Power fades when questioned, and the HOA was starting to crack under the weight of its own rules. Still, they had one last move planned, and they believed it would break him. The violation notice arrived early in the morning, but Mark was already 3 steps ahead. Instead of repainting, Mark unveiled a design update approved by a licensed architect. The house color stayed, but textured stone, wood accents, and landscape lighting transformed the property into something undeniably elegant. The design fell perfectly within the HOA's written standards. The board was furious. They had expected compliance, not creativity. Neighbors began complimenting the house openly. The narrative shifted. What once felt rebellious now looked intentional. The HOA president demanded an emergency inspection, confident they would find something wrong. But when inspectors arrived, every measurement passed. Every guideline was met. The board's authority weakened in public view. Whispers spread. If Mark could stand up and win, maybe others could too. And that idea terrified the HOA more than any house color ever could. Anger replaced confidence inside the HOA boardroom. Their rules no longer worked the way they used to. The president tried issuing fines anyway, hoping fear would do what logic couldn't. Mark responded with certified letters, legal references, and calm patience. Each response made the board look unreasonable. Other homeowners started questioning past fines and decisions. Meetings grew tense. Votes became divided. The HOA realized they had accidentally created a leader by trying to silence one. Mark never raised his voice. He simply stood firm. When the HOA threatened court, he welcomed it. That confidence stunned them. They expected panic, not preparation. And when the legal review finally happened, the truth surfaced clearly. The HOA had overstepped repeatedly. The power they wielded for years suddenly felt fragile. One more reveal was coming, and it would change everything. The room went quiet when Mark placed the papers on the table. No one spoke for a long moment. The documents showed selective enforcement, ignored approvals, and altered interpretations of the rules. Everything was dated. Everything was legal. The HOA's attorney advised settlement immediately. The president's face drained of color. The fines were withdrawn. An official apology was issued. But the damage was already done. Trust was gone. Homeowners demanded reform. Elections were called. The very people who once enforced control were now answering questions. Mark didn't celebrate. He simply went home and turned on his porch lights, letting the house stand proudly as it was always meant to. The color never changed. What changed was who held the power. The HOA still existed, but it wasn't the same. Fear had been replaced by fairness. New board members rewrote guidelines with transparency. Communication improved. Creativity was no longer punished. Mark became a quiet symbol of standing firm without hostility. Neighbors waved again. Conversations returned. The house that once caused outrage now blended naturally into a healthier community. The lesson spread quietly but clearly. Rules matter, but so does how they're used. Control collapses when challenged with knowledge and calm strength. And sometimes, the boldest choice isn't loud rebellion, but peaceful refusal to be bullied. The HOA never hated the color, they hated losing control over it. Mark's house still stands, unchanged, a reminder that confidence backed by preparation is powerful. One decision reshaped an entire system. And that was the final twist in this unbelievable HOA story. If you love the drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your thoughts. It really helps this channel grow.